Galnet News Digest, 31st of January 3305. We read the news so you don't have to. In this week's news, Hadrian in Arissa Brutality claim. Too close to call in disappointing Nanomed bidding war. The longest rat journey continued. Will takes the spotlight. Hadrian in Arissa Brutality claim. Hadrian Augustus Duval, figurehead of the failed grassroots isolationist Nova Imperium movement, has become its actual head, following the execution of former leader Imperator Mordanticus on Friday last week. Nova Imperium has been wiped out across the empire, with stalwarts clinging on to a minority representation in their home Erisa system. Duval, formerly known as Hadrian Jansen, an illegitimate grandson of the late Emperor Hengist, claimed the title of Imperator Duval during a broadcast from an unknown location in which he accused Emperor Arissa Livigny Duval of heading a regime shored up by brutality and terror. He stated that Nova Imperium respects all parts of imperial society, from senators to slaves. He made no mention of the group's previous manifesto of isolation from Federation and Alliance, or of its plot to overthrow the Emperor. However, he remained certain that the 2,700 systems of the Empire need Erisa more than Erisa needs the Empire, and was sure that if he reopened negotiations, he would likely be offered a far better deal, avoiding a hard execution. He finished by proclaiming that Duke Kaiser Mordanticus the Martyr would never be forgotten. Memento Mordanticus. Too close to call in disappointing Nanomed bidding war. Vitadine Labs has expressed disappointment at the extremely poor responses it has received from both Vandermeer Corporation and Neomedical Industries to its invitation to tender for distribution rights for the Nanomed wonder drug, with Professor Katrian Rook wondering why there seems to be such apathy about a medicine that can cure illness, heal wounds, and prolong life by up to 50 years. Vitadine will announce whether either bid was sufficient in the next few days. Meanwhile, Void Opal billionaire Lexi October has announced plans to revive the failed Supertech Torque. The Torque spectacularly failed to perform at the Rackham Ultratech Expo in October last year. Whether Lexi October can make a working holographic interface from the remains of Supertech's failed technology remains to be seen. The longest rat journey continued. The furthest ever attempted fuel rat rescue remains a work in progress, with 2 fully fueled ratmobiles at 38.7 light-years in Supercruise beyond Semotis Beacon. The Supercruise phase of the rescue began on the 11th of January, with the 11 light-year mark reached on the 14th of January. The 32 light-year mark on the 18th of January, and the refuelling point at 38.7 light-years reached by Commander Highway Warrior on the 21st of January. He's been waiting there until this morning for a second fuel rat, Commander Erisa, to catch up. The 2 rat warriors will now continue together into the void. They still have more than 100 light-years to travel to rescue their distant client, Commander Diluvian Ray's Cruz, who's been waiting patiently for rescue since the 25th of November last year. Will takes the spotlight. An unassuming, often bewildered-looking, rather benign character finds himself thrust into the Galactic Spotlight this week, following the shock departure of Holovid presenter Ed Lewis from the Pilots Federation. It is none other than Will Flanagan, who, together with a supporting cast of Bo, Page and Steggs, will now assume primary responsibility for communicating the propaganda of the Pilots Federation to unwitting commanders everywhere. It is suspected that Ed Lewis may have been shown the door by scorpion-munching crime syndicate boss Don Antonacci, who's famed for always wanting to be at the centre of attention, and is believed to have become jealous of Lewis's runaway success. Ed leaves behind 37 commanders, a trail of biscuit crumbs, and a lot of memories. Memento Ed Lewisicus. And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News, we read the news so you don't have to.